It's that time of year we just keep on getting flooded with all these scores of high school basketball games.
All these calls, and all these great basketball games tonight. Tonight's matchup between Western Christian and West High featured two of the best basketball teams in the Siouxland area. Western Christian returns 3 starters from last year's 3A state championship team. The Wolverines also returned several players from last year's 4A state tournament team. And the Wolves opened up a big lead in the first half. They led by 8 after the first half. The team with no nickname makes a run in the third quarter. Michael Ribbons with a nice feed to Matt Van Essen, who scores. More good passing by Western Christian. Sean DeStigster feeds Nathan Mulder for 2 points. And then Mulder with the great second effort off the rebound. Then he rebounds his miss. Mulder led Western Christian with 18 points in tonight. But West goes on to win by 2 points, 64-62. Kyle Galloway's 23rd point, the tip-in, proved to be the game winner.
Center, a packed house as you'd expect. Heelan down 34-21 when we pick things up. It's Kyle Galloway coming up on the move. The nice drive, but John Klein says, not this time. You'll get plenty, Kyle, but not this time. Great block. And Heelan was thinking about, well, maybe a surprise. Klein again, this time an assist to J.J. White down low for the lay-in. West coaches were all wearing green, as you'd expect. Masters champs perhaps coming up. Well, we'll keep you posted. More offensive rebounding. Justin Combs keeps the battle for the loose ball alive, comes up with it and scores this time. Kirk Heinrich's but a youngster, but he's going to be a very good player at West. He's already showing that. The shake and the bake coming up all the way to the basket. Kirk Heinrich will lay this one in, and West tonight wins handily, playing at Newman Flanagan Center. The final was 74-48. West with its second win of the season. Heelan, its first loss. Opposite end of town, number 6 ranked Sioux City.
Tonight, someone would have to lose. Number 4 Sioux City West was taking on Heelan at Briarcliff, and number 6 East High traveled up the road to Sioux City North. Big crowd at the Newman Flanagan Center. West got out to a quick lead. Nate Deal with the steal, the spin, and the scoop on the other end. 15-7 Wolverines. He had 14 points. Then Casey Rooney running the show, takes it himself with a strong move down the lane. He only had 6 tonight, but the Wolverines were up by 10 in the first quarter, banging out a big lead. Now West on the break, Kirk Heinrich to Rooney, up the deal, 19-9. Heelan wanted and got a timeout. West kept gunning, though. Around the horn, the ball ends up in Heinrich's hands. He buries the 3, 24-9. West High up after 1. Heelan did close the gap to 10. Jason Cheever working hard inside for the little bank shot, but all West tonight. Kyle Galloway had 18 points, 74-48. West rolls Heelan. And thanks for watching. You're in for a real treat tonight, I hope. This is our final Sports Force show for 1996, and we have highlights from 8 games around Siouxland, including a look at 6 different ranked teams. And we'll start in Sioux City. Some high school teams have as many as 6 games under their belts already, but Sioux City West has gone for quality, not quantity. The 4th-ranked Wolverines have only played twice so far, but have impressive wins over Ho Western Christian and Heelan. Game number 3 was against North High tonight, and way to go, West fans. Even the nosebleed seats were full tonight at the West Gym. The Wolverines did look sharp, too. Nate Deal with a bullet pass to Nathan Carter. 6-0 West out of the gate. West got the lead out to 11-2. Kyle Galloway with the steal. He goes ahead to Casey Rooney, and Rooney lays it in. He scored 15 points in the first half. North had only 1 player in double figures tonight. Big Matt Scott worked hard underneath for 11 for the Stars. West led it, though, by 10 after 1. The Wolverines got the lead to 15 in the second quarter. Galloway, our Channel 4 champion, had 14 points to go along with 17 rebounds tonight. Rooney would lead the Wolverines in scoring. He had 20 tonight, 34-11. West High at halftime up in a big way, and West would roll over North tonight. Nate Deal getting loose, and Nate, let's get up for this one. Oh, that's nice. 66-43. West High improves to 3-0. Over at East High, the fans giving the shirts off.
With the splitting in the defense there. And then Matt Scott, who had 11 on the night, just goes right around the defense that time. And North was playing pretty good hoop, but they were down 23 at the half, and West is, well, West is 4th ranked in the state. Nate Deal down low with a nice little move, and this time just steps past the defense and scores. Deal had 11, Casey Rooney 20, Kyle Galloway 14. This time on the break, the Wolverines will score again, and it is indeed a pretty hoop, but tuck in the shirts. I think it's a rule. West wins tonight rather handily, 66-43. Both West and East stay unbeaten. College hoops from tonight then. Briarcliff on the road at Augustana, and the
Washington, and they were dancing and singing early on. 4th ranked in Class 4A, Kyle Galloway. he is the man. He leads Sioux City West, it seems like, all the time. He would be in double digits tonight. Little Sioux Falls, Washington, a nice play here, but we're local sports, and we bring you the local team. So we're going to pick it up all West, and worthy so, because they would run away with it. Nate, the real deal, Holyfield to Galloway. He turns and spins. Another one for Mr. Kyle. You got to like that name. You know, all right, I'm a little biased. The coaching staff and the fans liking what they see. Watch this play. Off the mist. This is the transition that West runs so well. Nate, Mr. Deal, scoops, dupes, he jukes, whatever you want to call it, for the two. Get this, West in a rout. 84-41 over Sioux Falls, Washington. 4-0, they mean business in Class 4A. All right, jumping into Sioux City, staying there, but over to Heelan now. You know, this was a...
Jim Heinrich looking on against Sioux Falls, Washington. Came in with a 3-0 record, and Green Gang had everything going their way tonight. Okay, we'll go with Heelan, and 29 points in the first half, 33 for the game, and West High gets the big win tonight over Sioux Falls, Washington. The final tonight, 84-41. There is Tanner Shaw with a bucket for West High as they stay undefeated. I promised it, and I brought it to you. That's going to do it for Sports Force tonight. Christy and Larry will be back with the last check on news in just a minute. Thanks for watching.
You know, it may still be early in the season, but the focus tonight definitely on number 8 East and number 3 West. The first of 3 possible meetings in the season between those two teams, but tonight's game only worth 1 win. It's just the regular season. Yet look at the overflow crowd that filled the East Gym tonight. A great high school basketball was anticipated, and that's pretty much what it turned out to be. Although West on the road, just across town, came out blazing tonight. Kyle Galloway, the drive and the put-up, he had 30 on the night to lead all scores. Casey Rooney got 14. Nice play off here. The kiss was only so clean. Jim Heinrich thinking, well, it can't possibly be this easy, and no, it wouldn't be. Ryan Rothrock with the drive, a little dump inside to Joe Case. He's triple teamed, but he scores anyway, and then he gets the foul to boot, and then he gets the belly bump, whatever that's all about. Though East was down 4 at the end of the first quarter, and the lead would grow. They were down 9 after the third. Nathan Carter with 12 and some big rebounds. Nate Deal had 15 for the Wolverines, and it looked like this thing was done way early. East, though, would come blazing back in the fourth quarter. Justin Cruz led the charge. He had 17. Ryan Rothrock led the Black Raiders in scoring tonight. He had 22. Count that one from the three-point line. Jonathan Bloom had 21. It was 73 all after regulation. It went OT, but West would win it. 83-81. The Wolverines do win the first of possibly 3 between the two. Here's the Metro scoreboard tonight. Then it was a great one at East. Here's how things happen in Sioux Falls on the scoreboard. We have Heelan, Washington, North, and Lincoln all playing on the road. Heelan loses by 5 to Washington, 50-40. Game Friday against East. He gets a couple of his 8 on the night right here. Nate Deal, though, a candidate for the Cape tonight as well. He gets the steal. He'll lead the break. Kirk Heinrich then with the baby alley-oop back to Nate Deal, who scores at that. Is a pretty play. Well, Deal really wants the Cape. He and Kyle Galloway work the unbelievable 2-on-1 here, turning the defense 360 degrees. Deal gets a bucket, and Jim Heinrich likes it. Deal working with Nate Carter this time. The block, and here we go on the break again. The trailer is Carter. He'll score it right there, maybe out of control, but it works, and the Woolly Ones would have a very good night. This might be the best, though. Kyle Galloway with 23 points on the night, and watch this one. Off of the feed from Heinrich, he'll lose the ball and then manage to come back and regroup it in midair to avoid the travel and score. Heinrich with the nice feed to Galloway, who had 23. Close only at the beginning. 85-54, 26 in a row for West High School. They're still unbeaten on the year. Here's other boys' scores tonight then. East, the 7th-ranked team in the state.
A huge comeback in the fourth quarter, only to lose by 2 in overtime. West, they lead the conference in offense and defense. That's a good combination. They were hoping for an easier time against Council Bluffs. Thomas Jefferson and West fans hoping to be #1 very soon, but they're not too far away. West led 21-10 after 1 quarter and turned on the defense. Tanner Shaw comes up with a steal and gets it ahead to a wide-open Kyle Galloway for the easy 2. 23-10 West. TJ stayed close in the second quarter, though. The Yellow Jackets go down to Mike Perkins on the back door. The West lead is down to 8. He had 18 points. West keeps TJ at arm's length, though. Galloway with a wide-open 16-footer, and that's way too easy for Superman. He had 23 tonight. Galloway did, not that guy. Now West on the break. Galloway to Nate Deal. Back to Galloway for the nice lay-in. Nate's happy with that. He had 20, and he would really be happy with this. At the buzzer at halftime, Deal with the 3-pointer. and Nate has left the building, and so is West High. They win it tonight 85-54. West has now won 26 straight at home. At Sioux City Heelan tonight, the number 4 Western Christian girls trying to stay unbeaten on the season. In Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln by only 6 points. The third-ranked Wolverines were hoping it wasn't so interesting tonight against Heelan. Channel 4's Craig Pedersen got to stay in town tonight for a big change, and he has all the action.
The mileage was low tonight, Brad. West tried to do anything to eliminate any upset possibility tonight as they look to push their season mark to 10-0. And the rafters were packed tonight at West High as Jim Heinrich's West Wolverines were looking for their 27th home win in a row. Heelan jumped out to an early 7-4 lead as John Klein drives the baseline and dishes to Jason Cheever, who makes a tough bucket and gets fouled. But after a slow start, the third-ranked Wolverines turned up the deal, or deal if you prefer. Nate Deal causes the turnover, takes the pass from Kyle Galloway for a fast break layup. Then it's Deal again, this time using the nice crossover dribble here, getting himself open for an 18-foot jump shot that hits nothing but net. West took a 42-26 lead at the half. Deal finished with 19. The Wolverines dominated the second half as well as they go on to win 76-55. They move their record to 10-0. Kyle Galloway paced West with 20 points. Deal chipped in 19. Meanwhile, tonight at East High, the Black
To stay perfect at 11-0 against the North Stars. West scored the first 5 points of the night. Nate Deal showing some range with a three-pointer. Wolverines looking good early. North fans not giving up that easily, though. The pass will go inside here to Dirk Warner. He will miss, but big Matt Scott sticks it back down and gets the foul. Stars down 14-12, only by 2 after 1. West would increase the lead to 7 at the half. Nathan Carter hits the 10-foot shot. He had 12 points tonight. Kyle Galloway had kind of an off night, but look at Deal jump over everybody and stick it back in. He had 17 points. West by 14 going to the fourth, and yes, it was curtains for the Stars. Josh Penny had 17, so did that guy, Ronnie Chandler. Wasn't enough tonight. Kyle Galloway scored 13, and West stays undefeated 78-58 over North High. Just had one other game in Metro action, and we didn't get a call on it. South Sioux
was unbeaten and at the top of the league. North winless in the SIC, and yes, at the opposite end of the tunnel. Tonight, the two meet, and where do you suppose it was being played? Well, as you can see, the West crowd would make you think it was at West, but no, they just travel. The wagon is full these days, and this game was played at North. Early on, Matt Scott says, well, Casey Rooney, pack that in your bag and take it on home when you head back across town. Off the miss, Nate Deal watched the Skyforce come flying through and get the rebound, puts it up for 2 of his 17, and Nate was liking himself just a bit. North, anything but intimidated in this game. The pull-up jumper from the free throw line keeps North right in the game. Kyle Galloway held below his average of 25. He got just 13 tonight, but oh, is that a pretty hang time move, and he gets the foul to boot. This was a great ball game for 3 quarters. North with some big fight in them tonight. Gene Boykin gets the 3 to go, and Charlie Chan and company liked it pretty much. Dirk Warner will follow the Stars' miss this time and put it in. And North thinking about big-time upset, but it just doesn't happen. Galloway, I should say Deal again, and West wins it with a good 4th quarter. Final tonight is 78-58. West will be at home against second-place Sioux Falls Lincoln tomorrow night. Wolverines are 11-0. Well, across town at Alley Gymnasium East.
Anthony's in with the catch.
This was in the 4th quarter and kind of a scare tonight. West up by 10, but only up by 5 in the 3rd quarter. But Deal dealing away as in Nate Deal. He had 17 last night. He only had 9 tonight. Hey, Mr. Deal, if you would have gotten double figures, they would have had 5 players in double figures. But 17 and 9, what's that, 28 in 2 games? Quick math. Not a bad day for Mr. Number 3. Kyle Galloway with 27. Mr. Heinrich, Mr. Rooney in double digits. West gets the win tonight. 75-57. Can we get 79-57? Wouldn't you know, I got it right there. West 12-0, 28-0 on the home court. All right, as promised earlier.
Still alive this week, the green team, number 2 in the state, and at home tonight against the red team, the Cardinals of South Sioux City, and they were hoping that the lights wouldn't go out. Well, they'd come back on, at least early on. The Cardinals really running the ball early. Dustin Moore says, give me the ball and I'll get it to the hole, and Jack Sells, I like it. The offensive miss here, but Justin Kruger is there to keep it alive. The nice fadeaway, give the Cardinals a couple there. It was a very close first quarter, although I don't think Jim Heinrich was quite that concerned. Nate Deal will spin and get a couple. Nothing but the twine there. Kyle Galloway is still tough to stop, especially when you let him take the old drop and bump and put it on the board. West is an easy winner, make it 13 in a row on the season. 153, the second-ranked Wolverines indeed pick up the win at home. Over
South Sioux City, and Cardinal head coach Jack Sell hoping to pull off the big upset at the West Gym, but West opens up a lead midway through the first quarter. Casey Rooney goes down the lane for 2 of his 22 points, 14-10 Wolverines in a romp. Then West goes inside to Kyle Galloway, the senior, gets 2 easy ones. He led West tonight with 23 points. South Sioux scored 12 points in the first quarter. Justin Kruger had 10 of them. He finished with a team-high 18 points. West would go on a 9-0 run to close out the first quarter. Tanner Shaw puts it up and in on the baseline, 25-12 after 1, and West had way too much firepower tonight. Kirk Heinrich scores in the fast break, 104-53. West improves their record to 13-0. At East High, the 8th-ranked Black Raiders had a 20-point lead on Roosevelt
in the evening. Playing Sioux Falls Roosevelt, you know, that's the team that ended their win streak of a year ago. It was a 2-point game at the half. But then West would seem to get things going. Kyle Galloway with the offensive rebound, and he got it going through the hole. West can control the boards in the second half. Nathan Carter with a huge night, 22 points and some big boards as well. He gets that one to go. Galloway, he was just Kyle Galloway. 3, and you'll get a couple more here. 27 on the night for Kyle Galloway. This guy says it's over, and I think he's right. Adam Bernison had big fouls for Roosevelt. He did score, but not nearly enough. Nate Deal added 13. Kirk Heinrich had 11, and West is now 15-0. 30-0 at home with an 84-62 win tonight. Over at East, the 9th-ranked Black Raiders look
Sioux Falls Roosevelt. The Wolverines were trying for their 30th straight win at home. The Rough Riders have been hot, though, winning 4 straight games. And an informal straw poll out at West gave the Wolverines the #1 ranking in the state instead of their #2 spot. This game was tied 38-all early in the second half. This West goes on a 17-2 run. Nathan Carter gets the bounce bucket in bonus. He had 22. Then West point guard Kirk Heinrich screens off his man in the paint. Wolverines have a 20-point lead. Carter really played with confidence tonight, knocking down the 15-footer. West outscored Roosevelt 22-4 to close out the third quarter. Kyle Galloway heated up in the fourth. He hits back-to-back 3-pointers. He finished with a team-high 27. West wins it easily, 84-62. They do clinch at least a share of their second straight Sioux Interstate Conference title. And the #9 East Boys were on a mid-season kind, with girls in Iowa getting 1 step away from the state tournament. At work, he gets the steal and nice dunk. He had 14 in the first half, 18 for the game. Then Deal will get loose again. Now, Nate missed a dunk in the first quarter, and he's just going to lay that one in a little easier. Wolverines up 25-20. O'Gorman trailed by 7 at the half. Mike McCarty avoids the block and keeps the Knights close with the jumper there. Kyle Galloway did lead the way for West with 22 points, getting the 3-point play the hard way right there. But O'Gorman would send the game to overtime, tied at 54, and they hand West their first loss, 66-59. That ends West High's 30-game home winning streak.
West at home against O'Gorman. Of course, West wrapped up the SIC a week ago. Tonight they're looking for 31 in a row at home. Kyle Galloway with the easy bucket. Nate Deal was playing some defense and then looking, well, trying to look pretty. Jim Heinrich didn't like that one, but Deal was indeed great. The steal and the slam that time, no doubt. And watch this move. This is big time. Nate Deal with a great effort tonight. He had 18. West was only up 5, though, in the second quarter, and O'Gorman really just wouldn't go away. It was a 7-point game at the half, 29-22, and the Knights evened it up, scoring the first 7 of the third quarter. It was 29-all after that basket. There was absolutely nothing basic about this game. It was a test for West. Kirk Heinrich's drive with about 20 seconds to play would tie the game. It was 54-all at that point. O'Gorman was fouled, but they missed the front end of a 1-on-1 with 2 seconds to play. West got one last chance, and watch Casey Rooney's pass. It's a dandy. Kyle Galloway had the basket. It was a great try, but it was blocked. They went into overtime. Galloway would get the opening bucket of the OT, this time to put West up, but it was one of only 2 field goals in the extra period for West, and O'Gorman gives West its first loss of the season tonight. The final, 66-59, O'Gorman over West at the West High Gym. Wow, here's other scores then on the Metro side of things. By the
home court of Sioux City West. The Wolverines trying to regain that home court advantage after its lone loss of the year. Tuesday ended a 30-game win streak on West home turf. That's Coach Vanderloo. East needing a win to split the season series. I tell you, Rod, you're kind of new here. This was my first game seeing it live, and there's like none other or no rivalry like this one. Sioux City West, though, really was in command east, trying to make a run. Justin Cruz, he would have 20 points, but get this, Rod, West was up 43-25 at the half, and West never looked back. The cheerleaders knew it, the fans knew it. All West from here on out, or the whole game, as we said. That's Mr. Heinrich. He had 16 points. Nate Deal's going to miss, but there's Kyle Galloway. He had 19 points. They were up by 20 most of the third quarter. Nathan Carter, the story of the game, he had 27 on the putback. West shot 65%. More Heinrich here. 65%, 53% from three-point range. West wins big. Surprisingly, East didn't play bad. West was just too tough. 90-66. Sioux City West gets Sioux City East.
Crowned in all sports tonight. As many as 7 Siouxland girls teams could 7 East in the regular season finale for both teams. West had their 30-game home court winning streak snapped on Tuesday night by Sioux Falls O'Gorman. In their first meeting between these two teams, West won by 2. That one went to overtime. Jeff Vanderloo of East trying to get West High's home losing streak to 2. West High's Jim Heinrich wanted none of that talk. West led from the early going. Casey Rooney steps back and hits the 3. 16-9 Wolverines in the first quarter. West got the lead up to 9 points. Laverne Hayes with the quick hands gets the clean steal and drops 2 more in. Nice play. He likes it. It's 18-9. Did get a great game from senior Justin Cruz. He gets the good feed and scores 2 of his team-high 20 points. It was 20-13 West High. After 1, West got a career night from Nathan Carter. He knocks down the jump shot, finished with a career-high 27 points. West High had a 14-point lead. The Wolverines went on a 15-5 run to blow it wide open. Nate Deal with a great pass to Rooney for the layup. 43-25 West at the half, and West was 8 of 15 from beyond the three-point line and shot 65% for the game. That's good. Kyle Galloway had 19. West wins big, 90-66 over number 7 Sioux City East. Check out other games of interest. The Metro fans tonight. Sioux Falls Lincoln comes to Sioux City and beat
things out and hold the ball and look inside, and it would work. John Klein. It was 9-5 West after a quarter. But if Heelan's to win, they'd have to stop Kyle Galloway. He'll spot up for the 3 ball this time down. But at the half, it was still close. 21-12 West. A nice basket downside. Jason Cheever had 12 for Heelan. Few adjustments in the second half. John Klein, the only Heelan player in double figures, he had 11. But 18 of 23 free throw shooting would keep Heelan in this down to the end. Nate Deal, speaking of down low, would get 2 of his 14. Kirk Heinrich will come back on a nice little drive, and although Heelan gave it the old college try, just not enough. Kyle Galloway's 24 pacing West to a 52-37 win. It's about as much as Heelan fans could have hoped for tonight.
But yeah, they did a good job of taking away the fast break. They hit the offensive boards hard, so we couldn't outlet anybody. We had to bring all 5 guys in to rebound, and you know they had a great game plan.
I mean, today at the Pep Center, everybody was talking about how let's go to state, let's go to state. I mean, we got to get 1 by 1. Hopefully we can play East next week so we can just settle in the city rival.
East and Council Bluffs Lewis Central will play tomorrow night, a 7 o'clock game at East. East, if it's a winner, would play West next week. 3A semifinals tonight.
Very close. Sioux City West hasn't played in almost a week, but their last outing was impressive. The Wolverines handled East by 24 points in the regular season final, capping an 18-1 season. West opened 4A sub-state play against Sioux City Heelan at East. And you know it's a big game when the Incredible Hulk shows up. Guy's had his show off the air for 20 years, and he still looks great. West led by 9, 21-12 at the half, and kept the lead in the third. Kyle Galloway hits the jumper on a bad leg. It's 30-14. Heelan starts chopping into that lead. Leo Fenceroy gets the hoop and the hack. Heelan still down big, though, going to the fourth. West would get 14 points out of Nate Deal. The high arcing finger roll drops. Nate, always enjoying himself, likes that one. Then Kirk Heinrich goes hard to the hole, and the Wolverines still have a 13-point lead. Heelan would get the lead down to 7. Big Jason Cheever, their center, hits for 3. He led the Crusaders with 12, but it was too much. Kyle Galloway, he had 24 points, almost half of West High's total, and West wins at 52-37. They are just 1 win away from the state tournament.
Yeah, they had a very effective game plan. Come out, slow it down because they're a little bit stronger than we are. We're a little bit quicker than they were, and it worked. You know, for the first, I'd say 2.5 quarters, it really worked good. It took us out of our rhythm.
Yeah, it's just the city rivalry, I guess. I don't know. Everybody comes out to play against us. If you're a good team, everybody's going to come out to play against you, so you just got to come out and play good yourself.
And so West moving on there. Now to 3A. The Sheldon boys have had a great
Jason and I have been talking. You know, we're like the two seniors that start, and we know that, you know, if we don't come to play tomorrow and we lose, well, then this here today is our last practice, and tomorrow will be our last game, and we don't want to end it that way.
We're trying to prepare for everything. We worked a little bit against teams that are delay against us, but we really expect them to run.
And a reminder for West High fans planning to travel to Denison for that game tomorrow night. The doors open at 6 o'clock. The gym holds only 2,000 fans, and we're told the doors will be locked after 2,000 people have been admitted, so the line may start at about lunchtime tomorrow at Denison. Well, the first day play at the Iowa Girls State Tournament wrapping up.
2,000 fans. Now, gyms in Sioux City can seat about 3,000, so West High officials are urging fans to get to the gym by at least 6 o'clock. No tickets will be sold in advance for that game. West looking for their second straight trip to the state tournament. And the big schools open play tonight in the Iowa.
Have a cold.
Struggling to get through.
Yes.
Now we'll give you a break and let Brad take it.
Cross your fingers. I have a cold too, so good luck tonight. Weston, Council Bluffs Lewis Central playing tonight, and the teams hadn't played before tonight. Seemed to be a little bad blood going into this one. Council Bluffs Lewis Central played havoc with a lot of plans when they beat East High on Friday night. Instead of having the sub-state final with West High at North High, which is right next door, it was moved to Denison, Iowa. That inconvenienced us, not to mention about 1,000 West High fans who couldn't fit into the Denison gym, which seats about 1,000 less people. So Channel 4's Anthony Flores didn't mind the trip. He was on hand to see if the Wolverines could make their second straight trip to state.
Well, Brad, there was no coughing or no sneezing in the gym, but plenty of physical play. 50 fouls in all called in the game in a very physical first half. West led by 5, though, after 2 quarters of play. 44-39. They score the first 4 points in the third quarter. Kirk Heinrich scores for 2 of his 21 points. And then it's Nate Deal with the... well, it still counts for 2. Deal finished with 8 points. But the Titans cut the lead down to 1 in the third, 50-49. Rod Nordstrand hits the tough shot. West, though, dominates the final 3.5 minutes of the quarter. Casey Rooney scores the basket. West led by 12 after the third, 65-57. Heinrich scores off the give and go. Then West steps up the D in the fourth. Deal with the strip. Then he dishes to Kyle Galloway, who had a game-high 34 points and sets the single-season scoring record at West with 480. West goes on to win by 11 points, 82-71. And Brad, for the trip to the state tournament, the Wolverines will face Bettendorf at 8:15 on Wednesday night.
Well, we're really excited about going down. As you said, we had an opportunity to go down last year, and we're really disappointed at how we did. And I think last year's experience and our experience this summer has really set the stage for us going down this year and hopefully doing a better job than we did last year.
This year, you know, we were very excited to get down to state. It was our first time, and you know, there's a lot of fear of the unknown. This year, we know what we're getting into, and we still have a bad taste in our mouth from last year. And I mean, we want to win the thing, and we think we have a shot at it, and that's been our goal since the beginning of the year.
West lost last year in the first round, 50-49 to Davenport North. And finally tonight, the Sioux City Musketeers wrapped up.
Or maybe I should say excitement continues to build this evening. Over at West High Gym, a rally going on. You know, there's about 18 rallies this week for the West High Wolverines. All right, I'm exaggerating, but hey, you're going to go to state championship or a shot at the state title. You better have some celebrations. Autograph signing going on, selling T-shirts. They play Wednesday, by the way. And what's a rally without the pep band?
I think it's a good way for the kids to mix with the fans, you know, and they can meet them face to face. Usually you see them from, you know, 100 feet away.
Something to give back to the community for coming to all of our games and spending their $3, $4, whatever it was, you know, just something fun.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. I spent a lot of time there. I wish I could have stayed all night. But hey, Sioux City West boys basketball Wednesday, Des Moines against Bettendorf. All right, well, back at the start of the
week, and last night's sad faces over at West High School turning into smiles this afternoon for the Wolverines and their large faithful as a welcome home late this afternoon, and indeed a new piece of hardware to place somewhere near the West High Gymnasium. Maybe 500, 600 people on hand at the West High Gym this afternoon, and indeed the second place runner-up Class 4A trophy hoisted high for the several hundred on hand today. Sioux City West playing in the first championship for a Sioux City team since the early 80s last night, losing to Mason City in a pretty decent ball game. Let's take you back to the game at Vets Auditorium in Des Moines. And I guess West, you know, benefited from many fast breaks during the regular season. They put some opponents away early. Last night, Mason City really put West in a huge hole to get started. Brent Harriman with the dunk. It was a 12-zip Mason City run. Both teams got 23 points in the second quarter, and West was down 39-30 at the halftime break. The second half, West really never able to close the gap much. That's Harriman again. He's going to Nebraska next year. That's Brandt. And Dean Oliver will play at Iowa, and this young man is as good as everybody has said he is. Between the two, plenty of points. Nate Deal with a little stop and pop here, but it was still a 14 and 15-point double-digit deficit for the Wolverines. And at one point, not long into the second half, it was obvious who would win. The battle, though, who would win the individual battle? Both Oliver and Kyle Galloway with 30s on the scoreboard. That's Galloway. Here's Oliver in a drive. Oliver ended with 38, as did Kyle Galloway. A single game best for the red-headed West High senior. He also with 38 points on the night. Mason City, though, with more points on the scoreboard, winning it last night at Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines. And it was the Wahawks that would celebrate 85-75. Meanwhile, West High School with much to be proud of. A new piece of hardware for the trophy case and some high hopes looking ahead to next year off of anything but a disappointing 1997 season.
You know, we thought we were going to win. We were very confident, and we came out and we were a little too high strung, and we got down 12-0, and that appeared to be the difference in the game, I think. But I mean, it's no shame losing to Mason City. They played hard, and they're class acts while they're out there, and they're great players. It's not the outcome I would have wished, but you know, second's not too bad.
I was really excited to get out there, and we just were kind of tight because they got some big-time players, and Dean Oliver and Harriman, and we tried to come out, and we just couldn't do nothing, but we never really got back into it after that.
We expected an up-and-down game. We saw that they scored about 75 points a game. That's 5 more than we scored, and we know that we like to run up and down, so we expected an up-and-down game, and that's what we played. It was physical, it was fast-paced, and I think it was exciting. And we were excited to play that kind of game because all the other teams have tried to slow it down, and we wanted to run up and down. That's the type of game that's fun to play.
We made a couple nice runs, and when it looked like we were maybe getting back into it, they made a great play or came down, and we had a hard time putting anything together for several trips down the floor.
And as you saw there, two first-team All-State, all-tournament performers in Kirk Heinrich and Kyle Galloway. And there's plenty of good news ahead. West returns 4 regulars off of this year's state tournament team, and that includes Kirk.
It's nice that you got so many loyal people down there to try to encourage you in what you're doing.
Oh, it's great. Every game we just sell out our crowd. We have a huge crowd here, and it's just excellent. And I think everybody that went down to the state, all the green and white, it was just fantastic.
We got a good thing going here, and I don't think it's going to stop for a while.
And while Galloway is one of 5 graduating seniors, the cupboard certainly isn't fair at West. The returning players hope to make a 3rd straight trip to state
tournament. Congratulations, Wolverines, on a fine season. From Dave Mosher Greenhouses, First Federal Savings Bank of Siouxland, Thompson Run.
Anthony's here, and it sure seemed like a lot of proud fans out at the high school today, huh?
Every reason to be proud. The Wolverines finished up their season with a 21-2 mark. West High's run at a first-ever Class 4A state championship came to an end last night at the hands of Mason City. The Wolverines' lack of state tournament experience might have been the difference in this game. The defending champions bolted out to a double-digit lead early in the first quarter and never looked back.
The Wolverines came out rattled, missing their first 8 shots while committing 7 turnovers in the first 6 minutes of the game. The defending Class 4A champions took advantage. Led by Prep All-American Dean Oliver, Mason City got out to a 12-0 lead and led 16-7 after the first quarter.
I don't know if it was nerves or, you know, just they had a little trouble putting the ball in the basket, too, and then they got on a little bit of a roll, and we kind of got in a hole there and just we had a hard time getting back.
West's Kyle Galloway found his rhythm in the second quarter. The Wolverines' leading scorer was limited to just 2 points in the first, but erupted for 13 in the second.
They pretty much played man-on-man on me, and it was nice to have a little bit of breathing room after getting thrown around pretty good for 3 games. But, yeah, the ball seemed to be going in fairly decent.
The Mohawks matched West's 23-point second quarter with 23 of their own, and when Mike King completed a conventional 3 to end the half, Mason City went into the locker room with a 39-30 lead.
We didn't play a perfect game. We hoped we'd play one, but that's what we have to do to beat a good team like this. But it just didn't happen, you know. And they say it's a good team. I give them all the credit for it. You know, it's one of the greatest players I've ever seen.
But it was the presence of 6'11" Brant Harriman that might have made the difference. The Nebraska recruit grabbed 14 rebounds and added 16 points as Mason City led 55-42 after the third quarter. The fourth was a shootout between Galloway and Oliver. The Iowa recruit finished with 38 points. And not to be outdone, Galloway poured in 38 on 12 of 18 shooting, but it wasn't enough. Mason City claimed their second straight Class 4A state title, beating West 85-74.
I'm really going to miss playing with these guys. It is by far the best basketball season of my life.
It's no shame losing Mason City. They played hard, and they're class acts while they're out there, and they're great players. It's not the outcome I would have wished, but, you know, second's not too bad.
Tonight, Galloway and a number of other outstanding Siouxland athletes from both high school and college.
West High senior with 38 of his own. That's his best single game ever. Oliver was 13 of 27 from the field. He was 9 of 10 from the free throw line, and he's got moves that would make any coach drool, including Tom Davis. Galloway, meanwhile, who hadn't, at this point at least, decided on a college career where he'll go, made one less shot, 9 fewer, though, from the field. He was 12 of 18, 9 of 11 from the line. Both players, respectfully, made the 4A all-tournament team.
We expected an up-and-down game, and that's what we played. It was physical, it was fast-paced, and I think it was exciting. And we were excited to play that kind of game.
It wasn't quite as physical. They pretty much played man-on-man on me, and it was nice having a little bit of breathing room after getting thrown around pretty good for a few games. But yeah, the ball seemed to be going in fairly decent, but I mean, it's a team game, and didn't go in good enough, I guess.
West sophomore Kirk Heinrich also was tabbed to the 4A all-tournament team. And in case you were wondering what the single game record for a state tournament performance is, well, it's 56. Western Christian standout Kurt Hoffman earned that record back in 1991. Great day today. At least the sun was out. It looked like Sioux City West senior Kyle Galloway might accept offers from either Morningside or South Dakota. But since the state tournament runner-up finish, Galloway has been busy. He's talked with at least a half dozen Division I schools and has more than one visit planned.
I think I could, in a few years, I could work my way into the Iowa system. They seem to, their type of basketball is my type of basketball. But like I said, we'll see. I know they're very good, and if I would go there, I'd have a lot of work. But, you know, wherever I go, I'm going to have a lot of work.
Iowa State, Drake, Creighton, and West Virginia also on Galloway's Division I list.